Okay, all right. We're jumping straight into the second map. It is Mirage, the pick of 15AvgGang. I lie, Outlaw.
Yeah, will it make much of a difference?
Negative, sir.
I mean, this was the map we saw 15AvgGang beat Bravado on, and not just beat them, but give them one hell of a spanking, Tools.
Yeah, Mirage can be like that sometimes.
Let's see if Outlaws can maybe find a way to win this pistol round here. Grouped up, heading in towards this B bomb site. Tech9, there's a lot of utility here as well, Tools.
Something terrifying about hearing that Tech9 rattle off. Briscoe picks up the first one. It's Leprechaun right there by Broken. Just trying to finish off his food, and eventually does. So immediately a 3 versus 5, and I almost felt like they could have flowed through the choke points, but they hesitated, and you cannot hesitate in a game of Counter-Strike. Hesitation is the #1 killer of all.
That's exactly it, Tools. They actually got through apartments and in towards that B bomb site really early on in the round, but then they just stalled out and didn't continue to commit towards the sites. They were all caught in apartments and unraveled very quickly.
Yeah, you don't want to be getting caught in apartments with your pants down, Matt.
Is going to be a full eco here from the T side. Saving up their cash, going to buy in the next round. Good to see some economic... They're balanced out, Tools.
Economic damage, balancing out.
Good to see economic...
Equilibrium?
Yeah, equilibrium. There's a few words in there, just none of them are coming to me right now.
I need to just read a dictionary and expand my vocabulary, Matt.
Yeah, reading in general helps a lot with that. Probably not my strong suit, so don't worry. Not throwing stones from a glass house here.
At least you're good with the analogy front.
You know what they do say, Tools? They say, he who doesn't read has no advantage over he who can't read.
He who doesn't read is dumb.
Yeah, I know, but happens more often than you'd think.
Facts, facts, facts. What if you read minds?
That's actually a good question.
Yeah.
Can you read minds?
Negative.
I'm pretty good at it. Comes down to reading emotions, though, because that obviously gives you an idea of what the person's thinking.
Fair, fair.
Yeah.
Okay, 2-0.
Enough psychology.
15AvgGangs continue with their success from the previous matchup. They have all the bells and whistles, M4s, AWP, retaining the MP9, but why not? That's just the bonus. AKs all brought up on the side of Outlaws, all trotting towards that A site. Utility are plenty.
Yeah, I actually like the way that this round's being set up by Outlaws right now, to be completely honest with you. I think keeping things as simple as you possibly can is probably their best option to trying to get around here on this T side, or pick up a few rounds and then execute in towards the A bomb side. That seems like a good choice. Need to have the stock standard util coming through though. Stairs, jungle, and CT smokes all non-negotiable.
Almost a collapse. Humbled at the choke point, can't even get out to see what the sunny side of life looks like. 3-0.
Yeah, gun round, not offering up much there. Like I said, you know, I still do stand by my point that grouping up and executing together is going to be better for Outlaws than just straight up playing out defaults and spreading out, because then they just get picked off, right? Bit of a death ball approach, maybe.
Without hesitation. I want to see what it looks like when they just hold W with some decent flashes going towards the A or the B side, just to set in a bit of panic in the 15AvgGang's defense. Because things are looking a bit too smooth for them.
Doesn't matter how good you are, if your screen is white because you've been blinded, then you're not going to be able to shoot anyone, Tools. Yeah. Flashes are your friends, not your food. I know, that was fish.
I like it. Labrador getting a bit cheeky here on upper V-apps. All the Outlaws. I mean, he's getting all the sound cues there, finds one in a bit of trouble here. Manages to get that support and makes it look easy, man.
Yeah, he does, and that's the problem. Like, peeking into 3 players like that, you shouldn't be able to walk away with all 3 frags to your name.
Never.
Get a look at the 15AvgGang squad.
As you can see, coach delegating responsibilities. I had a conversation with the coach earlier. He's about, what, 33, 34 years old.
Okay.
And he was telling me he has been playing Counter-Strike since Beta 1.
Is that before you?
That's way before me. I only started at 1.5. Okay. I dabbled 1.3, but the fact that he did beta, that would mean it was called Half-Life 1 back then.
Yeah, so he is incredibly well acquainted with the game then, Tools.
Yeah, immersed, one with it.
They're actually a really cool group of guys. I spent some time with them this morning, had some awesome conversations with them, and yeah, it's fantastic to have them here on our home soil. as is the case for Outlaws as well, all coming together at a central location in South Africa.
Yeah.
It's what we have to do so we can compete against each other. Obviously, the continent being as big as it is, you can't do that online.
100%. Infrastructure just does not complement it. It almost disjoints our circuit. I mean, to give an example, the Mauritians have better ping to South Africa than the Nigerians in Africa. Madagascar is part of Africa, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Just off there on the side, chilling.
The island boys.
The island? No, I can't even bring myself to. Just pack it up right now.
5-0.
5-0.
Rinse and repeat. That's all it looks like. Tag 'em and bag 'em.
How much do you think 15AvgGang can take away from this game going into their final tomorrow? I mean, it feels like it'd be difficult to draw too many positives.
I think the only thing is, one, getting used to playing with 5 ping or playing online in general.
That's true.
They don't get that many opportunities.
That's a great point, actually.
2, just making sure they, for example, the general early round structure, 2-1-2s, whether it's on the defensive side or general structure that they want to employ. It doesn't have to be complicated. You said it's simple as better at the end of the day. Open up the scoreboard. He's the main man.
At least
reign of terror, man. That's rough.
At least now for Outlaws on the T side, you get pushed less than when you're on the CT side, so they're supposed to be able to, you know, last a bit longer in these rounds and make a bit more of them. But Outlaws, 15AvgGang are still pushing into them all the time.
Yeah. But you sit back and wait for the reign of terror.
Oh.
There we go. Some counter, some resistance
Catch.
at the end of the day. Oh, that was close Gobi. Almost in the bread basket.
Audacity and Wicked looking to try and make something here. Continues to come through with the pushes. That's a fast shot. That is quick. Rizo showing that he's more than competent with that second AWP. 2 kills in the round for Outlaws. Bit of damage done, but what's their economy looking like? Okay, I think there's money on a few players.
What I did hear from 15AvgGang is that they weren't using the right in-ears, so they finally upgraded the in-ears.
Okay.
So they can actually hear what's happening around the map.
That's an important part of the game, Tools.
Yeah, sound, I think sound is important.
Yeah, it does make a bit of a difference. All right, well, that's an interesting point that you make, especially considering the fact that they're able to take Bravado to 16-14.
Labrador barreling up middle. Yes, the fourth there, beautiful back. There we go, tumbling down like a house of cards. 7-0. This is rough.
Yeah, it is. As for Outlaws, I mean, you probably want some more support utility there towards the top of mid when you're trying to take that, you know, throw flashes behind your players as they start to take that control, just to blind up any CTs who might be getting aggressive. If you're Outlaws, I swear to God, I think you should just buy 3 AWPs at this point. Post 1 ramp, 1 mid, 1 holding B apps.
Why not?
Force the other players to push into you. I would get so boring, man. I would sit there and wait the first minutes and 20 seconds of the round.
I would cheese them,
yeah, that's what I'm saying, man.
Cheese them.
There we go. Anti-Vlad with his AWP opens up.
Nice. That's the first of many, hopefully, is what he's wondering. He's shown that he can land shots, just needs to land a few more consecutively round after round. Which is a lot to ask
yeah.
at the end of the day.
Ladies and gentlemen,
we'll be right back.
As most of you are aware, the show has closed at 6. If we can just ask our exhibitors to start powering down their systems.
We will not be powering down anything here at the Intel Africa Master Stand.
We finish when we finish.
We are the power.
Okay. Woohoo! Alright, 15AvgGang have won the half. Which is nothing much to say, to be frank. They'll be winning a lot of rounds after this too. Securing it on the CT side. It is the easier side, so there's a lot going for them.
Yeah, Dottie, you're going to be catching a player here in towards T-spawn, but he does see it's an AWP, so he decides against continuing to pursue Anti-Vlad. Oh man, that HE grenade does damage, but actually a really nice re-peek there to get the kill. In the meantime, his teammates haven't been able to accomplish much, unfortunately.
I mean, if they just have to employ basic principles, yes, Wicked. Finds a second, that's the first advantage in a while, but simultaneously, and as soon as I say that, it gets taken away.
That's yeah. It's the main problem here is even when these rounds are getting close for Outlaws, even when they get into these 2v3s, it's still really difficult for them to make something of it. There we go, a bit of a punish coming through. That's another frag as well, 2 versus 1. This has to be the moment that we see them get their points on the board.
They were herded like sheep into the upper A, absent. When you anger a sheep enough, they're bad.
Tools. You can't do that when you're within touching distance, mate. I'm going to punish you for those horrific jokes right now as Lambda Core punishes the aggression. 1v1. 25 seconds left on the clock. This is looking bad for Outlaws.
Probably the worst joke in 2022.
Second to yours, maybe.
Apologies, Mr. Producer. Still 1 versus 1 time.
This is a problem, though. Audacity hasn't even left herself enough time to have a crack at the clutch, and that's about time management tools, realizing what your options are available. Regardless of how many players are left alive, you've got to play to the clock there. Audacity leaves too much to do with too little time on the clock, at least keeps the gun in play, but it's all about the numbers, Tools.
Yeah, you tossed that AK to your MVP player.
May we please have your attention?
Be right back.
Just to remind everybody that we're going to be going out of load shedding in the next few minutes. So we're going to have a dark phase again. Please just stand still. Make sure your surroundings be safe. Give it a few seconds and then we will go back to Expo. So once again, please just be aware. We will be going out of load shedding anytime between now and 1:30. Like they were earlier, and we'll switch over to Expo.
I really love how you have to stand still. 9-0.
Everybody, make sure you're aware of your surroundings.
Now that's what you call timing.
Okay. Well,
Game is still live.
can I come? I'll stand by as an admin and cast from there. We just don't have a screen right now, so if you guys are on stream or watching the game, well, you enjoy the action. And we've got a screen again, so we can cast the game. Great kills coming through from the T side, able to answer back to the initial onslaught. Leveling out the numbers, but for how long, Tools?
Not long enough. In the old version of Counter-Strike, you had 4 minutes to play with an anti-flat. Evens it out, 2-2. Audacity can't find the shots. Spike and Foster on the trigger. Once again, it's anti-Vlad. I'm sure he's been picking up most of the kills on the attacking side, so you'd want him in the situation, although it's not saying much when you have 2 phenomenal players on the side of Algeria with control of the bomb too.
Yeah, he doesn't have any time here, unfortunately. I think his best option is just to take the gun into the next round. 10-0, the imminent scoreline, as we draw one step closer to calling it a day here on the Saturday, the first day of the Intel Africa Masters. This is the 3rd best of 3. Started off the day with Outlaws against Bravado. That was back-to-back 16-0s for the boys in blue. Then we had an incredibly entertaining affair between 15AvgGang and Bravado. That went the distance, 16-14 on the 3rd map, in fact. And this is the 3rd series of the day. Grand final tomorrow. That's a best of 5 starting at 10 a.m. SAST. Be sure to be there or be square.
Yeah, definitely will be Algeria looking for that revenge, that sweet, sweet sound of success. Dotty. Labrador. Tasked to handle that B-side. Utility has landed. Cat Smoke is there, but still no flashes to complement the utility that has been thrown. Already getting flanked. Anti-Vlad gets the trade, but is it enough? Nope, it's not. Risk off. Comes in with the frag. They're going to keep compounding on the advantage, and yeah, nothing more to say. It's HazE joining the rest of his folks 6 feet under.
Yeah, I mean, received the same treatment at the end of the day as we get a look at some of these. Well, I mean, they look like modems, but they're actually computers, guys, and they are insane computers as well. That's how small they are. Tools.
They're faster than what we have at home.
I know, and gone are the days where you would have troubles on land because the computers weren't good enough. I mean, Intel coming up clutch here, man.
You could fit that in your satchel.
Yeah, you could actually. Probably smaller than your laptop.
Definitely. Razio coming from lowers, and yeah, they're just looking to get this game done as fast as possible, using every choke point that gets you the quickest way to your opponents, and Labrador looking good.
Yeah, you can see that 15AvgGang aren't hanging around. It's not like they want to try too much here.
Have you just noticed the way they take duels in comparison to South African players? It's almost like they swing wide and shift back in, creating that effect. But he's okay, he's okay. I'm sure Bravado's sitting at home watching this matchup. Massive replays. Should we let chat decide who the MVP is?
Yeah, it's a difficult conversation.
Should we let chat decide?
We let chat decide the MVP? That's dangerous, Tools.
Yeah, it's dangerous. Oh, Razio, I wouldn't be surprised if he hits him with the Batman from above. It's the Batman, takes high ground. What? How does he accomplish that first frag? Snappy wrists.
I think we should give it to Rizo.
Yeah.
I'm going to make that call. He's had a lot of impact. Here we go, finishes off the round as well. Let's have a look at the numbers, because I just actually went off a bit of a whim there, a bit of a guess. We'll see how his numbers reflect compared to his compatriots. Shout out to Kale, our admin there, standing behind the 15AvgGang squad. There's actually a really big team of us, Tools, that's all had to come together to make this show happen. I mean, normally you only see our mugs on the screen, but we've got the admins, we've got the production, we've got our replay guy, we've got our observer, Pinny, as well. We've got all the staff, we've got our runners, we've got people taking on multiple roles, and essentially I'm just trying to make the point of how many people it actually takes to run a show like this, Tools.
Yeah, it's not easy. I mean, back in the days, it was just who has network cables, who has a router, bring your own PCs. That was it. And now you literally have to have everybody sorted out in every department, all the skill sets from production to editing, to the talent, to the stage builders, and to the venue itself. Rage Expo 2022.
New home, baby.
Yeah.
One door closes, another opens. Audacity has been closed in on the round here, though. Matrix Sama, along with Anti-Vlad, the two players left remaining. They've been very one-dimensional, very flat on this T side so far. Pretty much always working as a group, which I thought would be a good idea, but if that's going to be the approach you employ, you have to be faster on your rounds. You can't afford to just group up and sit outside of apartments.
Because you lose space and you get flanked, like we've seen time and time again.
Exactly. Every single round we've seen these backstabs coming through from 15AvgGang. Outlaws just leaving too much time in the round here. And you made a really good point on the desk, Tools, and it was that if these guys actually had like an hour session with a legit coach who knew how to portray his thoughts, nudge, nudge, wink, wink, the guy standing next to me right now, they could really actually elevate their game and their potential. This is one or two tweaks and one or two aspects they need to learn about the game to actually elevate their competition a significant amount.
And it's eye-opening when you start to understand the basic processes and fundamentals. You yourself will be unlocked. You'll start to implement processes of your own and cross-pollinating different sort of schools of thoughts within how to play the game. Maybe you change your IGL because you find this improves the player, supplements the way they play. And in turn, the rest of the team starts to perform better than they do.
Good evening, folks.
Be right back.
Just to those last few remaining exhibitors, if you could finish up as soon as possible, please. Arrangements for tomorrow are exactly the same as this morning. 8 o'clock for exhibitors, 9 o'clock for visitors. And make sure that you travel home safely, please. It's been a long day. Keep your eyes on the road. We all need you back there tomorrow.
Eyes on the game, not on the road just yet, but we're going to be on the road soon enough here. 15AvgGang not taking any prisoners in their pursuit of their victory here on Mirage. Doddy, couple of shots, misses them both.
Main Orpa?
Apparently.
I'm kidding.
Apparently. I mean, you saw what he did against Bravado on this map. I think he proved it.
He did things to Bravado.
Unfortunately for Outlaws, looks like it's going to be another 15-0 on the half-year, Tools.
Yeah, it's just Audacity, last player remaining.
As has been the case in most of these rounds.
Yeah, lots to do. Not only you have to collect the bomb, you have to find a way to head to the opposite side, just prawn pre-king, trying to find the best stool you can. A butter knife just like me.
Yeah, I got the vanilla as well. I'm surprised you don't have the 1.6 knife.
I thought I looked at the price and I was like,
Oh, okay, yeah, fair. You'd rather eat that month?
I'd rather have, tires on my car.
It's called adulting, right?
Yeah.
I remember when I sold my knife to pay for my internet bill a few years ago.
Yeah. But again, that just speaks to what Counter-Strike is. It's an avenue for income.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't easy picking up that knife and it accrued value over time.
Use that internet to earn money. That's true. And speaking of money, Outlaws, because of their sick run through their regional qualifiers, they've been able to now lock themselves in a minimum of $6,600. That's like 100,000 Rand by the current exchange rate. So
that's huge.
I mean, this is a bit of banter, but to win a round at the LAN finals and take home that prize pool is actually pretty cool.
That's huge, and it's nice. They get to experience our culture. They get to chat to us after the games and share some knowledge and look at that fire. Massive. I love those B-hops mechanics. All right, also nice and Labrador and 15 twisting and turning. He finds the second frag. That's insane.
That's a disaster.
That's a nice display of mechanical ability. Meanwhile, the remaining pack of the attacking team is heading towards the opposite side, so it was a ruse at the end of the day.
And it's looking like the final nail is being inserted into the coffin. Anti-Vlad, the last left remaining, and he too will fall. It's a matter of time. Dotty
Will it be a show of respect?
Wants to finish it off in style.
He's going with that fake flash, and there we go. There we have it, 2-0, 16-0. Outlaws eliminated from the Intel African Masters.
Dominant display as well from 15AvgGang. Sorry to interrupt you there.
No, 100%. Dominant display and, yeah, good indications of what's to come tomorrow, Matt.